Hello, good morning. It is Monday morning and I am going to do a reset and clean today of my whole apartment. We are going to tackle some desperately needed cleaning tasks today and kind of a reset to make sure that the week goes smoothly. We did some cleaning yesterday on Sunday, so we did kind of like a quick clean of the bathroom. I did all the dishes and we cleaned up the living room a little bit, and my boyfriend dusted, so that was good. But there's just a few things that still need to be done to kind of keep things clean. Over the past week or so, things have gotten a little out of hand in this tiny little apartment, so things were just kind of nuts. So we did some of it yesterday, but I'm going to do a bulk of stuff today. So yesterday I did all of the dishes that we had. I did a little bit of like meal prep, so I made some muffins, some egg cups, some rolled sandwiches for lunches for my boyfriend, that kind of thing. But we're gonna do a full clean out of the fridge, take everything out, get rid of the things that we don't need anymore, and clean the fridge. Same thing, I have like a set of shelves next to my fridge as well that I'll show you guys that I'm going to clean off as well and reorganize. And we're going to, because we're going through all the food, we're going to meal plan and make a grocery list and then go grocery shopping as well. And then there's just a couple of other things I have to clean in the bathroom and that kind of thing. I'll probably take you guys through like setting up my planner for the week as well, just to make sure that this week goes smoothly. I have today and tomorrow off of work, and then I work Wednesday through Saturday, and then I've got one day off, and then I start my new job. So I need to get everything together and kind of make sure that this week goes smoothly so that I'm not stressed in the week leading up to this new position. So let's get into it. Okay, we are going to tackle this fridge today because it is wildly full and mostly unorganized, and I would love to have those like fancy organized fridges, but I don't have all the little bins for that, nor do I think that my boyfriend and I could actually do that effectively. And I also feel like our fridge is kind of small, so people who are big organizers are probably looking at it and being like, no, I'm sure you could do it and it would be good and you could probably figure it out and blah blah blah. But I don't know if it's for us. So it is just kind of a mess right now though, and things are all over the place and I'm never able to find the things that I want to find. So we are going to try and reorganize some of that. Fresh fridge. So I reorganized the shelves a little bit. I made this one shorter here, and then I made this section a little taller because I wanted to be able to fit all our beverages and stuff in here, because previously I just had them kind of at the back bottom shelf and we can never see them, and I never really had enough space to put like beers and stuff to keep them cold in the fridge. So I have that all set up in here. This is kind of like our main drinks that we have and whatnot, and then this is all kind of like semi-organized. These are kind of like some condiments. This is peanut butter. I know we have a lot of peanut butter. One is for our dog, and then one is regular, and one is crunchy. And then I have like jams next to that. This is all like dips in this row here. This one's kind of random, but it's one like that we use a lot, so sour cream, minced garlic, and mayo at the back. This is all kind of like pickled stuff, I guess. So I've got some kimchi, some capers, some cocktail onions, and then spicy beans at the back. And then I have a fruit drawer and a vegetable drawer. This stuff I have to figure out. I think I'm gonna pop over to Dollarama or something and see if they have some of those plastic bins for me to organize this kind of bottom shelf, because there's like no separation to it. So I just find that it becomes like a big mess, and everything's just kind of floating around and I don't know what to do with it. But this is where I usually keep most of our like meal preppy stuff. This is like bread products, got some soup, some tofu, that kind of thing. So we're gonna see if I can figure out something to organize this bottom section, because it's so deep and there's so much space, but I just never know what to do with it. And then on the door here, I've got kind of short sauces and stuff. All of our salad dressings, which is like overkill, but I just think of a new salad and then I want a new dressing for it. So we have a lot of salad dressings. Most of our sauces, like condiments that we put on things here. And then this is kind of like oils and things that you kind of mix in with other things, and just a spot for our crescent rolls. And eggs and my eye masks, which I showed you guys in my last video. But yeah, so this is a lot more organized than it was before. All fresh and clean. Everything's like sparkling, so that's very nice. And now we're gonna move on to this situation here. These are my food shelves next to my fridge. We have like really limited cabinet space and stuff. So this is kind of where the majority of our dry food goes, and then any of my back stock extra stuff goes in my pantry, which is behind me, but that's something that I don't use nearly as often. This is kind of my everyday reach for foods. But again, this is a little bit disorganized, so we're gonna clean that up today as well. Big reveal here. We've reorganized. I added an extra shelf in here because we had originally had this set up with the bottom shelf as well, and I think I had some pots and pans on it like a long time ago. But of course, my dog is a little bit needy and whatnot, so she ended up like scratching at them and barking at them and all of that stuff. So we ended up just putting a bin there that has our extra like sheets and towels and stuff in it. So that's just kind of down there, and then that's the backpack that we use when we take her places and whatever. So I had taken out the bottom shelf and we had this separated out differently, but I decided to add it back in because obviously we needed the extra space for organizing some stuff, and now it's just kind of a little bit more comprehensive and like each shelf kind of has more relevant things on it, so that's really nice. I had forgotten that there are like little screws on the inside of the brackets that hold the shelves up. So I have tried to do this shelf before. I like got all excited to do this shelf one time before, I think, and then realized that there were little screws that you had to unscrew, obviously, to move the shelves. And so I was just like, I'm not doing this. It's so frustrating and annoying. But today I decided I was going to just do it because it was not being used. Like the shelf was not being used in a good way, and it was frustrating me that I had like, it seemed like so much space, but not actually. So anyways, we moved all the shelves around. It took me a really, really long time, but I've reorganized things and I like it so much better now. So that's going to hopefully be a whole lot more helpful for me with like loading groceries and stuff onto it. So I didn't fully think this through, but I usually make my grocery lists on my phone because I bring my phone with me and I find it easier than trying to juggle paper and whatnot. We have this list on our fridge, and if either of us thinks of something while we're in the kitchen, then we'll write it down on here, and then I pull from this list to make the list on my phone. I just went through meal planning for the week, kind of looking at the things that we had already to make sure that we're utilizing things to limit food waste, because that's kind of one of my goals in 2021 is to lower the amount of food waste that I have, because it's been pretty bad in previous years. So first, we're doing buffalo cauliflower tacos tonight. So I already have the buffalo cauliflower in the freezer, and yeah, we'll have those tonight. Sweet potato tahini bowls, because I have these 2 sweet potatoes that I found when I was moving everything around on the shelf. We're gonna do make your own pizza with a bunch of veggies and stuff that we already have. So I just need pizza dough and pizza sauce for that. Veggie enchiladas, so we're gonna use another sweet potato. And then on my shelf as well, I have like 8 full cans of black beans because I bought them from Costco, which at the time seemed like a really good idea. And then I've used black beans like once, maybe twice since then. So the veggie enchiladas have sweet potato and black beans in them as like the base. So that's what we're gonna use those for. And then pumpkin pasta, so that's a pumpkin cream sauce that I make. Usually we make it in the fall, but my boyfriend mentioned that he would love to have that, so we'll do that. And then I put burgers and order in on here. I'm gonna swap them though. We're gonna order in on Saturday night because that's my last day of work at my retail job, so we're gonna celebrate. And then I already have the Beyond Meat burgers in the freezer from Costco, so we just need like burger toppings and that kind of stuff. So I'm buying all the stuff for that. I'm also buying some other kind of snacky things. I think I'm gonna do salads mostly for lunch this week because, as I said earlier, I have a stupid amount of salad dressings, so I need to start eating more salads and using up those salad dressings. So I'm gonna do salads this week. So I just wrote down some veggies for that. I already have the like salad base. And yeah, just a couple other kind of basic things that we're running low on, eggs, that kind of stuff. I'm gonna go over to the train yards area, go to Farm Boy, because I kind of did a comparison between the grocery store that we have really close to us, which is a Metro, and a Farm Boy when I went a couple weeks ago, and prices at Farm Boy seemed pretty good. So we're gonna see if that's a realistic place for me to shop. I'm also like less familiar with their products, so that's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm leaving myself lots of time to like wander around. But their produce is always really good, and there's a lot of produce that I need to get, so I'm hoping that I can get some good produce from them. I also heard Carter Sullivan is a YouTuber from Ottawa that I follow, and she mentioned, I think in her last vlog, her like productivity one, that she went to the Dollarama at Train Yards, and they had opened up some of the stuff that they were selling, which I believe, based on the timeline, they're not supposed to yet. But regardless, I'm thinking I'm gonna get, as I mentioned, some bins for that lower level in the fridge. So I just thought may as well go to the two places at the same time and see what we can get. So we'll go to Dollarama, see if they're actually still selling that stuff, even though I don't think they're supposed to be. And then we will go to Farm Boy. Okay, big bummer, because this is all the stuff that I want to organize my fridge with. So good to know that they have it, and they have plenty of different options, but section's still closed. So I'm gonna have to wait until next week to get those things. That is what it is. Okay, so strike out on fridge organization containers, but I did get some small Tupperware containers to add to our mix because I feel like we have a lot of large Tupperware containers, but so often I'm like, oh, I just want to put this little amount of something in a tiny container, but I only have huge ones and they take up a lot of room in my fridge. And interestingly enough, there's actually like a storage solutions store next to the Dollarama, which is obviously closed right now, but hopefully next week it will be open to go into as well, so I can take a look at that for fridge storage solutions. But yeah, bummer that you couldn't buy that stuff. So now I'm gonna head over to Farm Boy and get my groceries. Finished up at Farm Boy, and they had most of the things that I wanted, and they had really nice things as well, and their produce is very beautiful. It's just I guess it's because I haven't shopped there super often yet, so like I just don't know 100% where everything is, so I feel like a little disoriented. And it's kind of strange because they have kind of like short mini aisles, and I just feel like the store is laid out in kind of a funny way, I guess. So I get like kind of confused when I'm walking around in there and like don't really know where things are in relation to others and whatever. So I guess it's just like a situation of getting used to it. The situation of like shopping at Farm Boys a little bit more often to learn what their setup is like. I love their store brand of products. So it's just like the Farm Boy label. Their products are excellent. I feel similarly about the Loblaws brand, the President's Choice. Like their stuff is just really, really good, but I find that the Farm Boy store label is a little cheaper than some of the President's Choice stuff. Specifically the President's Choice like black label fancy stuff. And yeah, so their stuff is really good. So I like shopping there for that stuff. And I had some like fresh things that I wanted to get specifically from Farm Boy, but there were a couple things that they didn't have that I was like surprised by. Like I expected them to have like pre-made pizza dough like I usually get at Loblaws. They did not have that. I wanted salsa verde. They didn't have salsa verde. They had several different types of salsa, but no green salsa, which is strange to me. And what else? I don't know. There's just like a couple other, miso paste they didn't have. So I'm now gonna go to a Loblaws, unfortunately, after already just grocery shopping, to try and find the couple things that I couldn't find there. Okay, so I went to Farm Boy and I also went to Loblaws. Like I said, there were some things that Farm Boy didn't have that I needed to get. So I went to a Loblaws closer to my boyfriend's work to pick up the last couple things. And I also picked up some of these produce savers. They're the President's Choice brand of them, and they're supposed to like keep your produce to last longer in the fridge. So some of them you like put water in depending on what the produce is. So I'm hopeful that that's going to be helpful. And again, eliminating food waste, like I said earlier, because I want to get on top of that. So I'm gonna put a couple of the things that I got today in these produce savers so that they will hopefully last longer. But I'm going to unpack all of my groceries that I have. I also got some like mini containers from Dollarama, like I said earlier. So I'm just going to unload everything and restock it into the places it's supposed to go. Okay, this is the finished product of the fridge post grocery shopping plus Groot. So not really anything else on this level, to be honest, but this level I added a whole bunch more stuff and loaded some of my produce into those produce savers that I just bought. So I've got strawberries, I've got lettuce, I've got cucumbers in there, and then Gert's just rubbing her face all over the fridge. Then I've got some extra, watch out, fruit and veggie in the drawer. And then the shelves over here, just added a couple of things from grocery shopping, but they were mostly full already. So yeah, just organized. We are going to clean this shower. The tub is not too bad, but the tiles are very streaky. We both had showers after working out, so that's why it looks dark there. I know that looks like mold, but I swear it's not. It's just that the grout is a little dark. So I'm gonna spray down the shower. I have this Scrubbing Bubbles Mega Shower Foamer, and it does this like nice spray. Again, vanity is not too bad, but there are a couple spots on it. Obviously, like a darker countertop in general just gets more spots on it. So I like to clean this like at least once a week, if not more than that, because it gets like little spots like this on it. So I'm just gonna use, I have the 7th generation all-purpose cleaner, the Free and Clear. I'm just gonna spray that around and then I'll just wipe down the whole thing. Fresh and clean. And I'm gonna pop things back on there that live on here. So fresh and clean, we love it. Beautifully reset. Now we scrub the shower. Fresh and clean, rinse down, good to go. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys through my planner for this week. Part of getting reoriented and reset on Mondays is obviously checking in what I have for the week and kind of writing my weekly to-do list and that kind of stuff. I'm going to run you guys through my planner and the features of it really briefly, and then I'm going to show you what my week looks like. There's a couple things that I already have written in because I had my work schedule as of last week, like I already had it, so I wrote it in when I was doing my initial write-in for June. Okay, so this is what my planner looks like. So on the left side of it, we have got errands to buy, which I usually switch to do because I don't really want to make a list of all of the things that I want to buy that in a particular week, because usually there's a lot. Calls and emails, which is kind of nice to have that split out from the rest of my to-do list. If I'm feeling particularly unmotivated, I can usually kickstart myself to being productive with doing calls and emails first because they're like very easy to do. So that's kind of nice. And it's also like communication based, obviously. So then I end up making sure I'm on top of my stuff before the week starts. And then bills to pay. It's nice to have that separated out because most of my bills are automatic withdrawals from my accounts, but there's a few that will just come up randomly, like we have to buy flea and tick medication for Groot this month. So that one I have to specifically call the vet's office and give them my credit card information over the phone. But sometimes like rent is not an automatic thing out of my account, so I always put that in my bills to pay and whatever. My focus on section, I obviously write something to focus on for that week. So I usually do around 3 things, but 2 to 5. 5 is my limit because obviously we're trying to focus on it, so we don't want to do too many things in a week. So I just have to decide what my focus is for that week. And then the other half is a like daily layout, and there is this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday in the top corner here. This is like my meal plan for the week, so I try and write what we're going to eat each night so that A, I'm putting thought into it, and B, it's already there. So if I'm like tired after work or whatever, I can see that it's there and know that I already have the stuff for it, good to go. And then obviously I've got every day laid out here. And I color code my planner with highlighters as well. So that kind of shows me, and those things stick out on the page for me so I know what I'm doing and what's coming up that day, even if it's like a, you know, the color for work, the color for a workout, the color for a social thing, that I know that I have those 3 things in one day. So yeah, we're gonna fill this out for this week and reset ourselves a little bit. Okay, now that I have added everything and I have color coded it, I'm going to add in some of my stickers that I have because I am a 5-year-old that likes stickers, but this brand that does this planner sells beautiful stickers, and I think that they just make everything look really nice and have some aesthetic appeal. That is all of that laid out. I put a few stickers in just to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing. Again, it just makes me happy, so that's what I like to do. But yeah, that's my reset in my planner. Thank you all for coming through a reset and clean with me on my Monday. I love doing this and kind of setting myself up for success for the whole week. I find that kind of getting everything together on a weekend or a Monday really makes me feel ready to tackle anything and makes every task for the rest of the week a lot easier. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing how I set myself up for the week, and I will see you guys on Saturday. Bye.